عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has spared our lives to this moment. We pray accept our ibadat. Ameen. I will welcome us back to another edition of the free Nahw and Sarfu class. And this is Nahw Class 89. And the topic of tonight's class is Na'ibul Fa'il. Na'ibul Fa'il part 3. The third part of Na'ibul Fa'il. And under it we have Jadwalul Fi'l المبني للمجهول مع الترجمة إلى الإنجليزية مع الترجمة الإنجليزية. So the table of passive past tense verb with English translation. The table of passive verb with English translation. So passive verbs can be in form of both past tense and present tense. So we are going to be looking at two tables in this lesson: the Madi table and the Mudorian table. So for the Madi table, we have the Ghaib row, that is the third person masculine row, the Ghaiba second person, third person feminine, the Mukhatab, the second person masculine, and Mukhataba second person feminine, then Mutakallim, the first person pronoun, the first person form of the verbs. So here the verb we are using in this example is Nasoro. We are using Nosoro. So changing Nosoro to the formula shape, that is the shape of the passive verb, we have Nusiro. So that's the first verb we have here. Nusiro, which means he helped. Then to the feminine form of that particular verb, we have Nusirot. Nusirot. Note the only change here is the Tau Tanis. So the Tau Tanis is just indicating that the non-able file has changed from what? From masculine to feminine. So Nusira becomes Nusirot, she helped. Then to second person masculine, Mukhotob, we have Nusirta. Nusirta, you were helped. Nusirta, you were helped. Then the feminine, the Tahu Mutarika takes Kasro, so we have Nusirti, you were helped. Then for the Mutakallim of Mufrod, note all these verbs are still the singular forms. So Nusirtu, I was helped. Nusirtu, I was helped. So let's take it back to the active form and see how it was. So the first verb in the active form is Nosoro. Then changing the first letter to Domo, the first haraka to Domo, the second to last to Kesro, we have Nusiro. So that was how it was formed. Then here we have Nosorot became Nusirot. Then Nosortu became Nusirtu. Nosorti became Nusirti, and Nosortu became Nusirti. So note that the only change is in the haraka, like we have in uh, changing from active to passive verbs. Now we have the dual forms of the verb. So going back to the active form of the verbs, you apply the same changes. You are going to have your verbs that way. So nusiro, from nasoro you get nusiro, they were helped. Two of them for goib, third person. Then for the female also, it is nusirota. Nusirota, from Nosorota, we have Nusirota, they were both helped, females. Then Nusirtuma for Mukhotob, second person, from Nosortuma. Then we have Nusirtuma as the passive form. Nusirtuma, you were both helped for male. The same form of the verb for female. Nusirtuma, you were both helped. Then for the mutakallim, for the first person form of the verb, we have nusirna, we were helped. Nusirna, we were helped. Then for the plural form, third person, nusiru, they were helped for male. Then for female, we have nusirna. Nusirna. The active form of this verb is nasarna. So it's just we stick to the rule of changing active to passive verb. First letter takes the haraka doma, and the second to last one takes what? Kasro. Then whatever is left remains the same. So note, this, the reason sod is the second to the last letter here is because it is part of the maiden letters of the verb. This wow and alif here are the they are extensions from the pronoun that is being added to the verb. So this wow is a pronoun, the nun here is a pronoun, the tum here is a pronoun, the ta here is a pronoun, the ta here is also a pronoun. So they are not originally part of the letters of the verb. So that is why we can say sod is still the second to the last letter of that verb. So the wow is just an external extension that is being brought. It is not originally part of the verb. So our change remains the same. You give the first letter domo, second to the last letter kesro, and the other letters remain the same. So from nasoru we have nusiru, nasorna we have nusirna, they were helped. Nusirtum for plural you were helped. Nusirtunna for the female form of the verb, and nusirna we were helped. So this is how we have the table for fi'l madi of passive verb. Then for mudorian, you know, in mudorian we know that the general shape comes in yuf'alu. Yuf'alu. From yaf'alu we have yuf'alu or yaf'alu or yaf'alu. It becomes yuf'alu. How? Changing the first letter, that is the harful mudara, to doma, and the second to last letter to fatha. So this is mudorian. It is modi you change to kesra, but for mudori you change the second to the last letter, change it to fatha. So from yansuru we have yunsoru. He will be helped or he is being helped. Tunsoru, she is being helped or she will be helped. Tunsoru also for the second person masculine. Tunsoru, same form of verb, same with third person feminine. It is the context that will differentiate it for us. So we have tunsoru, you will be helped. Tunsorina, you will be helped for second person female, and unsoru for first person form of the verb, I will be helped or I am being helped. Then for the dual form of the verb we have yunsoroni. Yunsoroni, they will both be helped. Tunsoroni for the female verb, they will be helped. Then tunsoroni for the second person form of the verb for masculine. Then tunsoroni for the feminine form of that verb. Then nunsoru. Nunsoru, we will be helped for dual. Also the same thing for plural. Then we have yunsoruna for the third person masculine form of the plural verb. Yunsoruna, they will be helped. Yunsoruna for the feminine. Yunsoruna. Note this nun is nunun niswa, not uh, uh, the kind of nun that we have here. Then we have tunsoruna as the second person form of the verb, and we have tunsoruna. We have tunsoruna for the female, and nunsoru for the plural form of the mutakallim. So these are the Mudorian verbs. Like I said, for Madi, the wow and nun here, the nun here are just addition. They are not part of the maiden letter of the verb. So they are pronouns to it. They are not part of the verb. That is why sod still remains our second to the last letter that takes fatha when changing from active to passive verb. So these are the tables of fi'l madi for passive verbs and also mudorian for passive verb. So in the next class we shall be looking at the i'rab of both, and tonight we say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.